Hello and welcome back to my live feed of ARK. This is Sam and you're watching Exploring Uncertainty. I know it's been quite a while since I have actually broadcast anything or copied over a video, but it's been long due. Uh, since the last time I've done so, we've gotten for the Xbox One the quote-unquote cheat command in order to go into creative mode. And this has really allowed, as a solo player of ARK, instead of having to do a constant grind, being able to get some creativity going and building up various places, and in this case a village, which I'm about to show you. And I'm showing this to you today because tomorrow is a major update for Xbox One, and part of that update is to update maps. So I'm not sure if it's going to actually keep the maps or wreck them or something. So I decided to do something a little bit different today and actually show you one of my builds, in this case a village build that I've done. So we're just gonna fly over that way next. You can actually start seeing a couple of buildings there already. Of course, if I time this just right, you'll get the flyover of my village right as the sun is coming up. And I'm going to go through the buildings individually here in a few minutes, but off to the right there is the inn, off to the left is a warehouse and shop, and metalworks, weapon shops, and manufacturing, and then basically a farmstead, though I also have a farmstead over that way, which I'll show you in a couple minutes as well. So lots of different YouTubers have inspired me. Everyone from Unite the Clans, also known as UTC, to Tag Back, Aaron Longstaff, I think it's Badass Unicorn, have been just a few of the people that have inspired. This building right here, which is a kind of a pig pen and greenhouse, is actually a design based off of Aaron Longstaff, and then I just kind of added to it to break up how it looks slightly. And basically what we have here is, well, exactly what it looks like. So these particular animals, which I need to back this one up a little bit, are known for producing a lot of solid waste, and that solid waste is used to grow crops, which I do so in the greenhouse here. So, and as you can see, some of these aren't fertilized yet, but they will be, and we'll end up growing stuff. I haven't named this village or anything. And this is actually the furthest I've come on a village build. So, behind here though, we've got the ovis or sheep pen. Man, a lot of my sheep have been moved around and stuff, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with the patch. So, again, just kind of give you a little bit of view of some of the building that's gone into this. A little sky view of this area. So this represents, for the village in a bigger sense, basically how people get fed here. Fed being basically myself. Of course, we've got the covered bridge up here. And eventually there's going to be a building right here in this area. And the reason why is this helps form a avenue, if you will, or a street to go through here. Off to the right is a weaponry shop, and off to the left is where weapons are manufactured and repaired. In other words, it's a place that has the fabricator and the workbench so that things can be made. And of course, lots and lots of storage space. Most of my buildings incorporate greenhouse ceilings to allow some light in. And each building does take up a theme for one purpose or another. Uh, so water and what do you think those things called? Yeah, refinery and forge. There we go. I figured the name out. And again, off to the right, this is where someone would come in with weapons. For now, what it means is I simply have a bunch of weapons and tools, etc., so that when I'm playing the game, here's where I can come get extras and spares when they break or I lose them, etc. Good old drums and target dummies, which can tell you your DPS. This is another little farming little stead, and this is going to be basically a chicken coop, if you will. And this one over here, I haven't furnished the upstairs here, but basically it'll be a sleeping area. Then down below, as you can see, in this case I got one of these birds. These birds are actually a pain in the ass. By the way, if you have little kids around, I apologize, I do cuss. So make sure the innocent ears aren't listening in, unless, you know, you can deal with it. Anyway, but these things actually come and attack you and take things from your inventory. But I got this one tamed and on hunt status. They can actually hunt things for you. And so there's that. And then this will be basically the chicken coop, or dodo coop in this case, since you got dodos in the game. This building here is the industrial forge. Basically, it is made to make metal, period. And then a grinder over here. Kind of keeps with the theme, etc. and what's going on. I've got this open area because, you know, technically speaking, that thing when it's on runs very, very hot, and then you have the ability to come in from multiple sides. And then, of course, if we go upstairs, we have another little workshop area. And a place to look over the town. Now, I call that down there kind of like the boardwalk. And we're going to go down to it next. Actually, we're going to explore this building first. This here is the quote-unquote inn. You know, for my purposes, it is a big-ass house with a lot of beds. So, got basically a place to keep a couple dinos. And if you climb up the stairs here... Stairs, I'm sorry, that's a ladder. We've got a place that you can store a couple birds or flying dinosaurs. And back down to the bottom here. And this is the, like I said, the inn and restaurant. So beer barrel over there. Generator room for power. And we need power because I got refrigerators in here. Major industrial cookers, the grills. Right now, since none of this is powered on, I've got these boxes here, preserving bins full of meat and mutton. You get the mutton from the sheep, etc. And yeah, that's the kitchen. Voila. And then, of course, like behind the bar. Upstairs, we've got on this level 3 rooms. All 3 rooms are actually furnished, and in this case what I've done is themed them. So for example, in this one is all my wet gear. So if I want to go scuba diving, this is where I come to get my supplies to go scuba diving. This middle room right here is what I'm calling the boss fight room. So this is what I would put on if I was going to go into a boss fight, and what I would use. And then this one has 2 setups. One is my camouflage jungle. So if I want to go play sniper, or I need to hunt something in, or Yeah, I want to use stealth. That's the outfit I would use. And then my cold weather outfit's in here. So if I want to go up to the snow biome, that's what I would put on. The store here leads into a nice little patio area. A nice view of down below. And another working greenhouse. Up the stairs, we have some more furnished bedrooms. These are not themed out yet. So nothing to really show off other than, you know, hey, look at all the pretty furnishings, yay. And then my private, quote unquote, private room, the one that I actually use for my character here, is this one. And, you know, as you can see, I've got things set up for me to cook later, bookshelf for my stuff. And then, I have anything in here? Yeah, like some of my gear that I would normally go out in, etc. And of course, if I die, these are the beds that I actually spawn to. They're actually the only named beds in the entire village, even though there's plenty of beds. So I can always respawn or fast travel. Let me grab a drink here. These two beds are actually named, so I can find it easier and spawn back out to them. And another outside view of it. And we'll come down here down below. Actually land on the boardwalk. I really like this area. There's lots of waterfalls and stuff like that. It's a pretty area. And it's actually fairly safe as far as a location goes within Ark. And the map here, by the way, is the island, if you don't recognize it. So there's going to be more buildings over here eventually. I just haven't decided what. And they're actually going to probably sit up here on this little ridge here. And then leave this area, might leave this area blank, even though it will be ringed with buildings. And it will probably just be houses, more than likely. This little shop here is what I like to call the clothing shop. And just in here basically is various clothing and materials that I might use and need from time to time. Again, same principle as with the weapon shop. Just gives me a place to grab stuff as I need it. Another bed to wake up in if I need it. And down below, I keep my stash of decorative... Oops, wrong box. Oh, you know what? It's back upstairs. This is also where I keep my decorative stuff as well. The skins in the game that changes your look, or as you can see here as I'm mousing over them, the costumes or skins for various dinosaurs and yourself, of course. Last but not least is the warehouse. Basically, this is where I would bring in anything from a Stegosaurus or smaller to unload stuff. It's got some forges around here on the side as well. And this here is where a quote-unquote customer can come through and look, and it's just kind of for, you know, RP value and looks value, actually, aesthetics. And there's another office over there that does the same thing. The main place has plenty of storage space, as you can tell. And because I'm a fan of nooks and corners, that's why I've got these kind of spread out the way I do. Little break areas that you can look out and see the rest of the village. And then back here, got the chemistry workstation, a couple refrigerators, some more storage options, and of course the power to power this. We go upstairs. Yep, more storage options, because storage is very important in this game when you, especially if you're playing solo and you've got massive builds that you do. But this is the, what is this, the third work area now? Let's see, you had one. Yeah, I guess it's the second or third workshop area at this point. But this is another major workshop area. Again, more storage. Places you can sit down and check out stuff. And I'll figure out how to stand up here in a minute, hopefully. Huh. So yeah, this was actually the first time I've ever used a bench to sit down. And why cool for all that, I have no idea how to sit up. Well, whatever I did, I just did it, apparently. And then this wraps around to the workshop area again. So I've showed you what the village is like and what it looks like as a whole so far, and what's built. So I'm just going to kind of cover a couple things of what I'll be building next. So hopefully if this doesn't get too trashed up, I'll be able to continue this. In this area right over here, I intend on having a dinosaur barn. And this will close this area off, basically. I'm trying to keep a lot of the boulders and stuff to act as natural defense. And then, as you've seen, everybody has their own kind of not privacy fences, border fences, etc. But this will close the village off at this end. And as you can see, there's really nothing to build up that way. And this closes off here with just this entrance right here. And basically what I'll probably do is end up putting a dinosaur gate of some sort here between the rock and the water right there. And then along the shore here, I'll probably build a beach house or beach hut of some sort. Maybe even two. Well, we'll see. At least one or two right through in here. And this will finish the village on this side up here. Over here, I'm going to do the same thing. Just build a couple fishing huts. Maybe a small egg farm or something like that. Up here is going to be, and actually when I say up here, I'm talking about like right about in this area, is going to be another dino barn. And that's going to close, just like straight across, will close out this side of the village. And then reinforce that this area through here, both this way and then around through this way, are streets, if you will, within the village. This here over to here will have to be built up. And again, that's probably going to happen with just one building, and that will be a dino barn. This part of the village is actually already made. There's really nothing else to do over here. I am going to put in a couple more structures, much like these two structures here are. Just little small structures to close this off through here. And this will represent the edge of the village on this side of the river up here. This area right through here, I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. Offhand, I am probably going to put up a dino gate or two through here and a wall. And this will just be just that. And I might put in another place or two. But basically, there's between that tree and that rock, this will just kind of be walled off, as it were. And the rest of this will stay as is. There's nothing really to change there. Now, through here, we'll need something. I'll be honest, I haven't figured out what this something is. It's probably going to be another shop or two. Like maybe a shop for tools, like my axes, pickaxes. You know, I got one for clothing, got one for weapons. So I'll probably use this area for a shop for quote-unquote tools. And I might do that and then allow another fence position over here, like from that rock to where the building shop's going to be here. And that will kind of close off this part of the village as well. This area right here is done, obviously. And the only thing I need to build up now is stuff over here. So, the question is what and how. More than likely, up here will be yet another barn. So that will give me 3 dino barns total. which should supply most of the storage space I'll need for most of my dinosaurs, actually. And then I will probably build a couple cabins in this area here, right down in here, and then maybe another fishing hut or something like that along the banks here. Between the cliff and a rock there, I will probably end up putting up another dino gate and wall, so like entrance into the village, so I'll close off that area. So as you can see, I'm barely halfway through this build, as I have envisioned. And we haven't even talked about what I'm going to do down here yet. So I have all this room, so I'm going to be building a couple things along the ledge here, as well as the ledge over there, as you can possibly see, all this flat area. Exactly what, I don't know. I'm actually going to hold off until I build the rest of the village before expanding down here. And then down here on the banks here, and probably over in this area, I'm going to build like my little marina. So fishing docks and piers for rafts, stuff like that. Which, if I build it over here, means taking out all these trees here, probably putting up a couple more structures, and then walling off from the rocks down to the seashore there. And well, that's it. That was my tour of what I've been up to lately, and I'm pretty happy with a lot of the results that I've seen and done here. Still a lot of work to do, but you know, that's half the fun with art. There's always something new to experience and build in the game. And next time, hopefully I'll have some more dinos to show off as well, since right now, really all I've got is basically farm stock. And the one little lone Dillosaur here, who's here to act as protection for these pigs. So that's it. I look forward to recording again in the near future. Until then, thanks for watching and have a great day.